Organizational conflicts in the context of a GAO bid protest can be pretty difficult to handle, but it can be done. Hi everyone, this is Frank with today's bid protest tips. This case comes out of the GAO and it involves safety and mission assurance services to be performed at Goddard Space Flight Center. In this particular case, the protester, who was of course unsuccessful in the award process, did file a protest arguing organizational conflicts of interest. You know, with such very tight timeframes in a bid protest in front of the GAO, organizational conflicts of interest can at times be rather factually intensive and sometimes a little bit difficult to prove in such a very short amount of time. Fortunately for this protester, they were in fact successful. Now, what's interesting about this protest is that, first of all, of course, the protester alleged an organizational conflict of interest. And interestingly enough, the GAO dismissed that aspect of the protest. What the GAO said on that issue was that while our office will review an agency's execution of an OCI waiver, our review is limited to consideration of whether the waiver complies with the requirements of the FAR, that is, whether it is in writing, sets forth the extent of the conflict, and is approved by the appropriate individual within the agency. So, as far as this particular issue was concerned, the agency was able to successfully defend the organizational conflict of interest from a legal standpoint because they had complied with the FARs by going ahead and getting the waiver in writing and approved by the appropriate individual within the agency. So, from a strictly legal standpoint, you could of course think, well, protester lost, and that's the end of the case. But no, it's not, because now the issue becomes whether or not that waiver was proper. And as far as that issue was concerned, what this protester alleged was that this organizational conflict of interest it affected the evaluation of the protester's technical proposal, which really was a great argument. And as far as that issue was concerned, the GAO sustained that aspect of the protest. Essentially what the GAO said was that agencies are required to consider the effect that a firm's OCI's mitigation measures have on its technical approach and whether or not such OCI mitigation measures either directly contradict a firm's proposed technical approach or otherwise call into question the agency's original evaluation conclusions concerning the merit of a firm's proposed approach. So essentially what happened here was that the agency was found to have committed, shall we say, error by not considering the OCI mitigation measures that the government and this other contractor were taking as it relates specifically to the evaluation of this protester's proposal. And fortunately for the protester, they prevailed on that issue. In addition, the protester went ahead also challenged the evaluation of its cost proposal. Makes sense, because you know if this potential OCI mitigation issue affected the evaluation of the technical part of the proposal, it would of course make sense that it would also potentially impact the evaluation of the cost proposal. And once again, fortunately for the protester, they were sustained on that issue as well. So, organizational conflict of interest cases in front of the GAO, not always the easiest to prove, not always the easiest to prevail on, but as this protest shows, it can be done. Hope this was helpful. Hope you enjoyed it. Good luck on your next bid. Thank you.